So I just wanted to recall life before social media took over, and the way that we used to use social media was extremely different. Like, it was really about the community aspect, it was really about engaging with each other, and it was about showing your true personality. There was less how-to culture, less tutorial cultures, and it was more about discovery. And I think that's the thing that is kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, in one part, it just seems like our ability to discover on our own without the algorithm suggesting something to us has just been mutilated, destroyed, and just rendered absolutely obsolete. Now, back in my day, when you used social media, it was to be social, not evil, not angry, not think piecification. Let's start there. With social media, nobody can have fun anymore without somebody commenting about the other person having fun. It's like we're watching people make videos of watching other people that we watched. What the fuck? Honestly, this is me thinking about social media and the development of social media. When I was young, MySpace was everything. I lived for the days where you could go on MySpace, customize your profile, pick your music, and go about your day and be like, it was about your friends. It was about going and checking your friend's page and seeing that they changed their whole entire profile. It was a one-on-one interaction with coding and interfacing and website creating. It was so freaking fun. Imagine if you could customize your own page, and it was just a telltale sign into your aesthetic. It was an intro to website building. Like, I feel like on social media, as years progressed, as we bounced from one app to the other, the customizing process got lost in the sauce. Now, after MySpace, I was on Facebook for a little bit, and then it became like a family app. Before, I think it was like 2008, 2009, like I was on Facebook with my friends that was of that same age. At that time I was 8, 9, and we just all followed each other, and then it became about family, and that's when it just threw me off, because it felt like a cyberspace where I could just be myself, kind of like MySpace, where I could just be myself without any parental guides in the process, without any adults in the process, right? It was just a place to have fun, upload 60 pictures at once, and go about your day, have the photo album, show what you did that summer, get tagged in photos, do them little photo courses, and move on. Also, going back to MySpace, I also remember, once again, the customization process was so fun, but also the eras. I remember the cheetah print era, the pink and green era, the pink, green, and brown era, the pink and white era, and my cousin at the time was literally so great at customizing profiles and everything. She was just like literally so cool, and was very influential to like how I approached my pages and the music that I listened to at the time and stuff like that. And it's like, it's so crazy. So from MySpace, I kind of shifted into Facebook, and then from Facebook I shifted into Instagram, but my mom didn't want me having Instagram, so I was about 17 until I shifted that. And between that space is whenever I doubled down on Tumblr. Tumblr was just like the new MySpace. It was amazing to me. It still is amazing to me, because you still have the option to customize. You still have the option to create unique blogs and demonstrate who you are as a person. And it's less about performance. It's less about engaging. It's more about a mood board. It's like a live mood board in the way that Pinterest is, but Tumblr is more customizable. You can chat. It's very niche. niche. And you know, I love my Tumblr. It's so, you go on my page, it's fire. And I also have a page where I write fan fictions, and that is where I grew like a big fan fiction community. And Tumblr is just where I go for a little hideout, for extra inspiration, just to kind of like satisfy my inner child that still craves for that customization and that option to express who I am authentically as a person, right? So from Tumblr comes Instagram, and I've always loved Instagram. I still love Instagram. But like, even just without social media, before it became like the big monster that it was, every app was a place for you to express who you were and what you were thinking without any correctness, without selling the ads, without none of that. Like, don't get me wrong, there was ads being sold, like Sugar Bear Hair, they was selling the waist snatchers, all of that. It was still very prominent, but it's like the way that it was being, you didn't even know you was being sold. You didn't know it was an ad. And that had a pros and cons for real with that, because at the end of the day, when you're on social media, you're kind of in a hypnotic state of mind. When they are giving you ads, or you have a celebrity that's recommending something for you, because of the star that celebrities used to have, this aura, like, oh, hands down, I'll buy it, I'll purchase it. That's how the community was. That's how followers were. It started to become to the point where it was getting obsessive. Now, rewind back. I'm a rewind all the way back. This is why I love being born in 1999, because it really was just that soft spot for you being able to enjoy social media before it became about jobs, before it became about comparison, before it became about people getting depressed from it, before it became about just all of the things that just was life-taking instead of life-giving and inspiring. You know, we even had different forms of gaming, like with the Nintendo Switch, like linking up in the room with the, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, why did I say Switch? We had the Nintendo DS, like linking up in the rooms with the DS while you in the chat rooms, just like, that was such a vibe. The way that they even marketed was different, and it was geared towards kids, and we had this grand, just like inspiring thing. It's like we were able to think for ourselves. We were able to think amongst each other as children without parental forces or adults getting involved or interrupting or trying to, even worse, trying to be like one of the kids. And you know, I'm just reflecting on, okay, so meanwhile you have Instagram. Instagram has grown into like a job. It's grown into a place where people feel is like lifeless. And it's so crazy to me, because I personally love Instagram, but I guess I can see how people can feel that way. But I personally like to follow people that inspire me. I don't follow people that I am not inspired by. I don't follow people that I wouldn't want to meet in person. I don't ever look at somebody's life and look at it and be like, I wish that was me instead of them, because like, what? That's strange. I think that Instagram, it has become a thing where people are extremely tired of it, because there's something that's always being sold to you, and it's in your face. Influencers showing that they can be bought. It's people that are showing that they're just interested in selling, and it's like, it creates a sticky situation, right? Beforehand, you know, everybody loves a story. I could just post a sandwich and go about my day, and I feel like there's the spectatorship, the spectation. Am I making these words up? Probably. But the way that you become a spectator on Instagram became extremely expanded. Like, the number of spectators versus interactors shifted, because I don't know, for some reason, the way that people interacted with the app, it stopped being about, oh, like I could go back in 2020, I could go back in 2017, and people would be like, oh my gosh, like, you're so fire, da 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 da. Are those same people still commenting on my post saying, oh my gosh, you're so fire? Not really. Not really. But life happens, because am I also the same person that's commenting on people like, oh my god, you're so fire? Not really, because unfortunately I want to change this, But unfortunately, I barely interact on Instagram unless I'm posting. I barely interact on X unless I'm posting. I barely interact. And see, that changes the relationship between Tumblr, apps like Tumblr, and apps like Pinterest. Apps like Tumblr, apps like Pinterest, I'm interacting because I like to feel inspired. I'm building a board, right? But apps like Instagram, apps like X, I'm posting. I'm using it because if I'm not, then I'm going to be a spectator, and I just don't feel comfortable with being a spectator anymore because it's literally, you could go 2 hours doing it, you could go 5 hours doing it, and you look back and be like, damn, like, where did the time go? I could have read a book, I could have done these things in this time. And that's aside from the point, but I just say that to say, like, it's so different, and they keep on pushing certain things, and it's like, when I recall how social media used to be, I don't feel like I'm 25. I feel like I'm 55, because that's how quick the trends are moving, that's how the collective unconscious shifted, that's how the demand for more sellers shifted, and it's become a double-edged sword. So yeah, and you know, it was just a clear, distinct line between life before social media took over and life after social media took over. And I'm not saying it was an aspect in 2016, but the way that we used it was a whole lot more different, and we were a little more self-reliant. Now it's about, oh, I wake up, I check the Instagram, I check the X, I check the whatever. And it's like, we have to change our relationship towards it, guys. Like, I miss the way that social media was, and I know I'm not the only one, and I like to like sit back, reflect, and think. And the biggest thing that we have to bring back also is authenticity, personality, originality. And yeah, like, when I look back at these moments, I'm just like, this is a space that used to be safe, but now it's commercialized. But, you know, this was literally just me being a chatterbox. I hope you enjoyed my reflections on how social media used to be back in when I was a little girl, back in the BT, before technology. And yeah, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm so well breasted, and I'm ready to talk some more. So make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you describe. Girl, what? Make sure you subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video where we'll be chatting about something fun. 4 for 4 Ja, 4 Aja.